What is Ripple and XRP, and do I hodl enough of it? Then let's rate it at the end. Be forewarned, I'm going to provide my opinions in this video, and as you can see I'm an expert because I'm wearing this nice suit, so you can trust me, bankers. In this video we'll talk about what XRP is, what its relationship to Ripple the company is, some centralization features and drawbacks, and then we'll talk about the SEC lawsuit. Jump ahead to whichever chapter you want down below. Ripple is both a blockchain-based payment network and company with their own token, XRP. Ripple envisions competing with other payment systems such as SWIFT and interbank transfers and attempts to improve on Bitcoin by having 5-second transaction times and significantly lower transaction costs. You're watching this video so you know just how bad our banks are and how much the fintech industry is in need of innovation. Ripple's attempting to do that. XRP, the token, powers the network and is one of the oldest cryptocurrencies, released in 2012, with investments from Andreesen Horowitz, IDG, and Google Ventures, to name a few. Ripple Labs powers the blockchain's development thanks to their massive stockpile of XRP they gave to themselves. Ripple is partnered with over 200 financial companies and institutions, creating a large fintech network. The XRP Ledger attempts to secure those transactions on the ledger in a two-step process: consensus and validation. The servers, or what's typically called nodes, receive and share transactions and then write them onto the ledger block, while their trusted server peers do the same thing. Validators then compare their ledger hashes with the new transactions and ensure there isn't any failures or malicious actors. When the servers reach a supermajority with their trusted peers, they append the ledger with that new transaction data. As you may have noticed, this is a semi-closed system because it needs that network of trusted peers, and those networks are pretty small generally. But on the brighter side, Ripple doesn't need to reward node participants, which significantly reduces the amount of wasted energy, quote unquote, results in lower latency and higher throughput. The obvious downside is increased centralization and censorship potential. Let's talk about that centralization specifically. There are basically just a couple dozen servers, if you will, today. And there's only about 100 server validators which are determining XRP's truth. This could make the network susceptible to a Sybil attack. A Sybil attack is where somebody spins up many servers and then attempts to get their version of truth validated onto the network. In XRP's example of Byzantine fault tolerance, that would only require about 20% of those servers to be faulty or erroneous. This challenge demonstrates XRP's centralization. The attacker would need to convince the other servers to trust the attacker's server in order to be included in that consensus and validation. This kind of attack isn't possible on Bitcoin and Ethereum because you have skin in the game. You have to purchase those expensive miners or secure that with ETH. Ripple, the company, states the main purpose of XRP is to provide liquidity for trading between currency pairs, but the only way the token was and continues to be distributed is troubling at best. XRP's 100 billion tokens were 100% pre-mined, and 99.8 of them were given to Ripple the company and its two co-founders. The top 1% still hold 99% of it today. Ripple and its founders have used their pre-mined stockpile of XRP to fund development, juice partnerships, and get rich, constantly dumping on the public. And that's the reason they're being sued. XRP has a very zealous community. It's cult-like, and it's often referred to as the XRP army. For those new to crypto, XRP is perceived as cheap relative to their hefty price tag of Bitcoin because of their supply cap is so large. I was talking to my solar panel guy last night, and he was saying his whole office is in on XRP because they couldn't afford Bitcoin. This is sad because you can own as little as 100 millionth of a Bitcoin. People often look at buying one Bitcoin for $20,000 or buying 50,000 XRP for 40 cents and choose the cheaper option, expecting it to gain dollar-denominated value faster. Anyways, Ripple and XRP are centralized to a level that just scares me, and the SEC as well. The US Securities and Exchange Commission recently filed a lawsuit against Ripple Labs alleging that XRP is a security, and that Ripple Labs and its executive raised over $1.3 billion through an unregistered, ongoing digital asset securities offering and distributed billions of XRP in exchange for non-cash consideration, such as labor and market-making services, used for financing the company's business. This case has been fraught with standard lawyering, stall tactics, and maneuvering on both sides. But Ripple has some very good lawyers and has cornered the SEC specifically around the definition of a security and the decentralization of digital assets. Ripple's fought to force the SEC to give them those guidelines specifically related to how they determine that Ethereum and ETH was a commodity previously. The SEC has fought back by walking back that and just saying that Bitcoin is the only one right now that is clearly a commodity. As of right now, the outcome doesn't look too bad for Ripple, and this may set a precedent for the entire space. So the whole crypto industry is voting on not the SEC. As I stated earlier, XRP is very centralized and it doesn't realize a lot of the potential of crypto. So I will assign XRP the F tier, F4, forget about it. It is too centralized to bring all of the true power of crypto to bear. Why are you in this crypto industry if you're not in it for the censorship, resistance to sovereignty, and disintermediation? Ripple had over 10 years to decentralize and they still haven't done so. XRP is antithetical to a lot of the crypto norms and ideals. However, it just may have the number go up technology you guys are looking for here with the settlement of the SEC lawsuit. I often joke about a nightmare where a Bitcoiner wakes up in the hospital 20 years down the road and asks for the price of Bitcoin. The nurse replies that she doesn't know what Bitcoin is, but Ripple is how everybody pays for everything nowadays. No! XRP has a 0% allocation in my portfolio, but it may see some price appreciation due to the settlement of that SEC lawsuit we were talking about. All right, now click on this video right here. We'll discuss the contentious stablecoins. What does a bank run on stablecoins look like? Which ones are susceptible? And then we'll rate them each.